Hello, friends. So, Bible study, NIV, Acts. So we're going to do all of chapter 2 today, which is really 41 through 47, but we're not going to do that all in one video. So we're going to start with 1 through 13, and then we'll break the other ones because it's set up in parables. So we're going to do it by parable is really what I'm saying. The Holy Spirit comes at Pentecost, which is definitely not something you normally, it's like Pentecost. That's a very Protestant thing. When the day of Pentecost came, they were all together in one place. Suddenly, a sound like the blowing of a violent wind came from heaven and filled the house where they were sitting. They saw what seemed to be tongues of fire that separated and came to rest on each of them. All of them were filled with the Holy Spirit, which is a beautiful feeling. I hope everybody gets it. And began to speak in other tongues as Spirit enabled them. Yes, that is a very good way of knowing you have the Holy Spirit upon you. Like, I can read and understand lots of little bits of a lot of languages, even though I have not taken any language classes in any of these things. You understand what you need to be able to understand. Like, if you need to be able to read that in whatever language that is for you to get some spirit lesson from it, you will. You'll be able to understand it. That's kind of what happens. If you need to be able to speak in a different language to be able to assist someone else or teach them something, you suddenly can. It's quite amazing, I have to tell you. Now they were staying in Jerusalem, God-fearing Jews from every nation under heaven. When they heard this sound, a crowd came together in bewilderment. Because remember, in their Old Testament is full of like blowing ram's horns and sounds coming from the Ark of the Covenant, meaning gather, different types of blasts meant gather in different ways or leave in different ways, because just like the military, when they were moving around in the desert, they had to have a way to get that information to all of them so the caravan was leaving all at once. So they're used to that kind of sound being loud and going, wait, what are we supposed to be doing? We're supposed to come together. Somebody want to tell me what we're supposed to be doing? Like, it's baked into them because it's been in, part of their culture. When they heard this sound, a crowd came together in bewilderment because each one of them heard in them speaking, the apostles, speaking in his own language. Utterly amazed, they asked, "Are not all these men who are speaking Galileans? Then how is it that each of us hears them in our own native language?" Forgive me if I mispronounce any of these. Parthians, Medes, Elamites, Elamites. Elamites, that's how I would pronounce it. Residents of Mesopotamia, Judea, and I'm going to say Cappadocia, because that's what that sounds like to me. It sounds very Latin to me. Cappadocia, Pontus, that's definitely Latin, and Asia. Pyagria and Pamphylia. Those sound very Greek to me. Egypt and parts of Libya near Cyrene. Visitors from Rome, both Jews and converts to Judaism. Cretans and Arabs. We hear them declaring the wonders of God in our own tongues. So again, I'll remind you that regardless of our own perception, that ancient man was very isolated and none of these people knew each other, that's BS. Look at how many other nations they're talking about being here. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll just keep it there because they have, they list the Jews there. So 12 and 13, 14. 14. 14 different nations in one square, represented in one square at one time. Amazed and perplexed, they asked one another, "What does this mean?" Some of them, however, made fun of them and said they had too much wine. Well, that's ridiculous. How could drinking too much wine make you speak more languages? That's what BS. Like that. Normally, you have less information available to your brain when you're in a state of intoxication. If you have more things, it's because your brain is calming down and you're actually able to hear him better. Everything is about hearing him. So let's not be quick to dismiss today just because other people do things that we can't explain. Okay?